guys, FunnyGuyTimmy here for a new mic review. This is not my microphone. Now, I'm not talking into it right now. You're still hearing me on the Sennheiser MKH416. Because I wanted to kind of talk about this microphone and also give you guys kind of a comparison. So this is the microphone you guys are used to hearing me on, and then later we'll be switching on to this thing, and then you'll get kind of that contrast. But this is the Rode NT1. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera because I can't see my camera right now. Bring this up a little bit more. But this is a microphone that was sent to me by a subscriber and a viewer, and they actually sent me two microphones. I'll be reviewing the other one later. But this is the NT1. This is the Rode, kind of one of their large diaphragms. And again, it was sent to me by someone, so I got to send it back after the review. But I'm going to try to test it in as many things as possible before I got to send it back. Now, a couple things I want to just say out of the gate about this microphone. Let's see if we can take it off this thing real quick. Bring that down. All right, so this I haven't really used, and I definitely don't own any Rode microphones other than my Smart Lavs. And there's a couple reasons that I haven't been a fan of Rode. I'm not brand loyal to really any microphone, but Rode is one of those companies that I like, but I've had bad experiences with. And by that, I mean like their first generation microphones. Their Rode Smart Lav was pretty bad, but then their Rode Smart Lav Plus was actually really good. Their first shotgun mic was subpar. It was very noisy and just wasn't flattering. But then their third generation shotgun mic was actually starting to get like really good. And their first NT, I don't know if it was the NT1. I don't know if this is like the NT1A or no, I think it's just the NT1. But their first, that gray or that silver large diaphragm basically looked exactly the same. I don't know which one it was. That wasn't flattering. It was kind of very sibilant and very not too noisy, but it just didn't sound like the kind of microphone that it didn't sound like how much the microphone cost. So my relationship with Rode is kind of iffy. I don't recommend them really. There's a lot of other companies that I'll recommend before I recommend Rode, but this is should be one of the microphones that, again, their next generation one. Rode is known for making mistakes at first, but then their next microphone pretty much fixes most, if not all, those mistakes. So I'm hoping that that's what this one is. And we will be looking at that in just a second. Let's go ahead and put this back on. Now I want to show you the shock mount and the pop screen. Talk about that for a second, because I believe every single one of their large diaphragm Rode mics actually comes with this setup in the package, which is boop, like that. I'm trying to put this right here so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I did some tests before I actually started recording, and I really, really like this pop screen. I really like this pop filter. At first I was like, is that gonna work? But as I like really tested it, it was very, very effective. Now, it is kind of big. I don't like pop filters. I actually prefer to just speak adjacent to the microphone and then just be careful of my plosives, because I like to see my screen. So if I was to have this microphone like right here, like right in front of me or close to, that pop screen, that pop filter does take up a portion of what I can see on the screen. So if I have my script on the screen, I'm not going to be able to see all of it. It's going to be very... it's going to be kind of covered, but it is incredibly effective. Also, it is steel. It is a little flimsy, so if you were to put any kind of pressure on it, to which I am not, it will bend. It'll probably bend very easily. So, there is that. It'll probably dent rather easily, so you got to be careful with that. But it might be easier to clean if it was like one of the fabric or nylon pop filters. You'd have to clean it and then let it air dry before you get it anywhere near the mic, because you don't want any moisture in your record space. This one you could probably just wipe off with like some kind of disinfectant wipe or something like that. You could probably do something like that. Or you just blow air through it and it'll just blow all the dust out. It might be easier to clean. I'm not going to test it, but maybe. Now, as far as the, let's get this off. See how easily. Okay, so this just kind of slides out. Very careful. Okay, so that came out. That is neat. That is neat. It kind of looks like one of the SpaceX like grid fins for navigating. Put that over here. So now let's talk about the shock mount. Right there, and I will be testing its shock mount later. This is actually a really, really nice shock mount, and I think this would fit most microphones. It would have to be able to fit this threading. I may try it with something else, but a microphone would also have to clear this space. So from the bottom of this to like past here, you'd have to clear. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to actually speak into the microphone. So it'd have to be like a larger stand-up microphone like this. But I do like the little plastic shocks rather than the rubber or elastic straps, because those often break and you have to replace them. Now, don't get me wrong, these could break and you have to replace them as well, and I don't see really how you'd replace them other than I think they're glued in. So you probably can replace them, but it wouldn't be as easy as the other ones, but I think they're a little bit more rugged and they probably last a little bit longer. I don't know. Again, not gonna be stress testing this at all because it's not mine. But I do like the shock mount. I do like the setup. It's very strong. It's very large. That is one thing that I have to give to Rode is that is a very rugged, very sturdy shock mount. Plus with the pop filter, it's just a very nice, neat, complete package. And I like the finish. I like the matte finish on this. It's not shiny. It's not. You know, it's just got a nice feel. It's got a nice look, and it's got a nice feel. Now let's plug it in, and let's see what it sounds like. Now we have the Rode NT1 plugged in, and it sounds similar to the Sennheiser MKH416, but I think it is a little bit more. I think it is brighter, which is not which is not a surprise. The Sennheiser is meant to have that boomy commercial voice, and you're normally supposed to like aim it at like your chin or chest. This is directly at me, but there is more clarity. I can say that there is more clarity and more detail in my voice on the Rode NT1. But there is one thing that I noticed when I was plugging it in both times, and I don't think it's the cable because I did try it with other cables last time, but there is kind of, if I shake it, which I was going to try to do with the shock mount, if I shake it, there seems to be a bad connection, which I think might just be this mic and not Rode itself. So I'm just lightly shaking it. So you hear that tapping? That is from, it sounds like it's like a bad connection inside the microphone. So I don't think that it's Rode themselves. But if you guys own any Rode microphones like the NT1 and you have that same problem, leave that down below. I'd love to know if that's a thing with them or if that's just this particular microphone. I tried connecting different cables, still having the same problem, and this I don't have that problem with any of my other microphones. So I'm guessing it's just this one, which I just unboxed it. So I don't think I broke it. I don't think that's me. Sorry if you hadn't noticed. All right, so I just looked it up, and yes, this is the NT1, and the earlier version is the NT1A. A little confusing, but that's the one. And I think this microphone runs between 200 and like 280, 270, something like that. It's a pricey microphone, but if you do like the sound to it, if you think that it would sound good on your voice, if you think that it would work for you, then, and you have the money and it wouldn't be that much of a stretch on your budget, then I think it would be totally fine. So now we're going to do a little silence, a little quiet test. Let you guys listen to the noise level on its own. Again, no processing, no compression, no EQ, none of that. So here we go. All right, there you go. It's a very quiet microphone as far as noise goes. I would say that is a vast improvement of a lot of other microphones that they have, especially the NT1A. I would say that this is a very, very clean microphone, except for that thing, which again is probably just this particular microphone and not the brand and not the model. But we're gonna do a little Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. As you can tell, there's nothing going through. We're gonna get a little closer. Oh, my voice cracked. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Right in there. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. There you go. I want to show you how the pop screen actually works. That is horrible. So anyway, big thanks to Jake Lester. I believe that's it. If I said it wrong, I'm so sorry. But big thanks to Jake Lester for lending me this microphone. He's also a fellow voice actor, and he sent me a couple others, but I'll be doing reviews on those as well, so keep an eye out for those ones. Again, if you are interested in this microphone, I would say a person who would benefit from this would be someone with a more bassier voice. On me, it sounds too bright. My S's are a little too sharp. There just seems to be this tinniness, this kind of bright, a little too bright, a little too crisp on the sibilants and on the consonants. But if you have a bassier voice and maybe a little bit more, manly or macho or, deeper sounding voice, then this probably would be a very, very complimentary microphone for you. That's just what I have to say. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't give it a thumbs down, totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see any other microphones done or have any questions. Also, all information to this microphone will be in the description. Go check it out. And big thanks to Jake Lester for loaning me this microphone, and as well as others. And until next time, peace.